it is about that time. That's right, Sunday Fun Day, baby. We're not talking about football. We're talking about something much, much more special. You know why? Because when a professional sports team wins a game, even if it's the Super Bowl, it's not like you get to take home the ring, right? But if you compete over at wolfwatchclub.com, you could theoretically take home something much better than a ring. A Rolex, or a Hamilton, or, hey, another Rolex. It's almost like they're exclusively giving away incredibly expensive, sought-after watches. Now, there's a link in the description of this live stream. Today, the giveaway is for this beautiful Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41 in Evergreen. We're going to be talking about why this is worth a whole lot of money already, but why it stands to be worth a lot more money in the future. And we're going to be going over some OP color history. Very, very cool. First, I do want to spend a moment and talk to a previous winner, Mr. Stephen Combs. Very cool guy. I find out the day of that, who we're able to talk to, I'm getting a call right now. But we're going to be speaking to I almost said Sean Combs. We're talking to P. Diddy today, guys. Wow, that is insane. Give me 1 second to get his number. Wouldn't that be so wild if Wolf Watch Club was able to actually get Sean P. Diddy Combs? We're talking to another S. Combs. But this one is Stephen Combs. Keith Gregg is here in the chat. Yo, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, so, who are you, and why am I speaking to you today?
Okay, this is Stephen Matthew. I go by my middle name, actually, Matthew. Combs. I'm from Central PA, and you're talking to me because I won the Tudor Blue Lagoon the last time.
Dude, insane.
Two times ago.
Insane. So, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
How are you liking the watch?
Oh, it's awesome. It's really cool. It's much. I've actually had my eye on it because that bezel is unbelievable. I have one other watch in my collection. It was my first ever tag. I still have it. That had a shine. I had like a polished bezel.
Uh-huh.
The bezel is even more mirror-like on this watch.
Oh, this is a full mirrored finish on that Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really, really nice.
And how do you like that dial, the textured Lagoon dial? That's insane.
It's different from actually the only other watch that I have that I think that has a dial that's similar to it is a Seiko Marine Master that I just got. That was pre-owned, but it was in immaculate, perfect condition. But it's white, but it has almost looks like a sandy beach to it.
Interesting.
And that's almost the same type of texture as the Tudor has,
Mm-hmm.
the Blue Lagoon.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost crystally.
Right.
Yeah. It's
so
nice.
Okay, how did you first hear about Wolf Watch Club? Because I know people in the chat are going to want to know, okay, so you won. There's this kind of, ethereal voice that's talking to the host today. But, are you a real person? How did you hear about the competition in the first place? And then what was the process like for you? So first question, how did you hear about Wolf Watch Club?
Actually, I didn't. I'm retired. I taught 28 years. I'm online all the time. Looking for watch stuff, pre-owned stuff, independent brands I've never heard of.
Right.
And I happened to come across you guys, and I said, okay. So I clicked in and started to explore, and then I saw that basically you guys were running a raffle
Mm-hmm.
for timepieces, and I went, how the hell did I miss this place? And there were 14 or something like that other winners prior to me. So I'm thinking, man, I missed out on all these contests, And so that I saw it as soon as I saw it, I said, I got to get on board.
So what? I guess what the question that I want to ask is that, like, why Wolf Watch Club versus any other one? Because there are a few other people trying to do this sort of thing. What made this accessible or interesting to you?
Well, first of all, I was pretty much blown away by the quality of what you were raffling off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm seeing Rolexes and Omegas, and mine of course was for a Tudor.
Right.
And when I saw that, I went, oh my gosh! I mean, I will admit that I only bought one ticket for mine. And
wait. Hold on. You won a Tudor with one ticket.
I won a Tudor with one ticket, and it was the least expensive Tudor I've
Dude.
ever purchased.
Dude, okay, so if you don't mind, because I know it's weird when you talk about money. If you don't mind, how much did you spend?
I think I spent $45. I think I went 30 for that, and then I think it let me spend 15 for maybe the Rolex that's coming up. The
right, the Batgirl. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So in all, I was invested $45, but just 30 for that one.
Okay, so talk about the cheapest, most expensive Tudor you have. If you know what I mean. Like you got.
You know what? Actually, my least expensive. I went into an AD a few years ago, and okay, so I have a Black Bay smile. Are you familiar with the Smileys?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay, so when they first they had a hiatus. Tudor had a hiatus where they weren't in the United States for, I'm going to say, maybe 10 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they came back, a lot of their watches had ETA movements in them, and one of the ways you can determine whether or not the watch has an ETA movement is it has this print on the dial that looks like a smiley face.
Right.
And I went into this dealer and I saw the watch, and they were selling it. They had a 30% discount on the doggone thing, and I said, "This is unheard of." And
that's insane.
I actually, when I left, I called them and I said, "Could you put that on hold for me?" I said, "I'm going to be in tomorrow," and I did. And so I think I paid, I'm going to say, like $2,600 for it, brand new.
Dude, okay, but here's the thing though. That is still much, much, much more expensive than a $30-something ticket.
Oh, absolutely, sure.
Yeah, so you now have a watch that's incredibly valuable, and you spent the least you've probably ever spent on a watch ever, right? That's what I was getting at.
And if I am like Mark Martin and have the opportunity to win another one, I will have been. Am I equally invested in this one? No, I think I just bought another ticket today. So for the drawing that's coming up, I think I went for 2 tickets.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, you mentioned Mark Martin.
Yeah.
For the longtime viewers, you all know about Mark Martin.
He's unbelievably lucky.
I'm looking at the leaderboards right now, and there's an MM from Lincoln with 49 tickets on the leaderboards. Mark Martin actually did win some stuff last week.
He won a ton.
He won like $60 or something in credit. So like,
unbelievable.
Here's the thing: even if you're not winning a watch, if you play consistently, your chances of getting credit back is crazy, which allows people like Mark Martin to then put that credit towards more tickets. Okay? So he's mouthing off in the comment section. He said, "I heard my name. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?" Okay, so right now, he's on top of the leaderboard for this Rolex OP41 with 49 tickets. Guys, I'm going to refresh the page real quick, but there's 71% sold. Okay, there's only 144 tickets left. We have to beat Mark Martin. Now, you don't have to be someone that spent money on 49 tickets, or no. I see here PH has 30 tickets, another person below that has 15 tickets. We're speaking to someone right now who, again, bought one ticket and won. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy.
Yeah, the way I saw it, the way I saw it, and by the way, I would never stand next to Mark Martin during a thunderstorm.
I know, right, yeah.
They say the possibility of getting struck by lightning is, but the way this guy, his odds are like amazing. No, but gosh, it's amazing. Yeah, just one ticket is what did it. And the way I thought of it is, hey, one ticket wins the lottery. One ticket, the percentage of getting struck by lightning are astronomical.
Right.
I mean, it happens. It happens. Even though the odds are crazy, it can happen. So, I just thought, initially when I came across it, like I said, I said, oh my God, I said, look at these watches people want. I said, I have to get involved with this, man.
Dude, you made a good choice because, again, we're looking, while we were talking, I actually went down to the winners circle, and we see it's all Tudors, Rolexes, crazy watches. Mark Martin, of course, won a Rolex and an Omega. We need to make sure he doesn't win yet another Rolex. So, guys, again, John heard your call, Jory, and just bought 3 tickets. Congratulations, John. We need people to join in, not only so that the wolf pack grows, of course that's the overall goal, but we specifically don't want, because I know the head wolf does not want to constantly be shipping the same watches to that one dude. All right, even if it's one ticket, guys, even like one ticket makes all the difference. So okay, Mr. Combs, if I could ask you, so you obviously went in for the Tudor. And I think you mentioned that you may have put in some more for the Batgirl.
Yes.
What do you think about some of these short kind of midweek things that they've been doing? Like there's another Hamilton up. I don't know if you saw that.
I actually bought a ticket.
Dude, so okay.
I like that watch.
Yeah.
It's a pretty watch.
Insane. Okay, now, since you've won, because not everybody has, you have even more of a full kind of picture than I do when it comes to Wolf Watch Club, but what is the process from start to finish? So you purchased your ticket, then you heard your name, like you heard me say it, and then what?
I didn't actually hear it. I was so into my Eagles game the other day. And Big Eagle, I'm originally from 15 minutes outside of Philadelphia.
Right.
And, so it was always easy to get to the stadiums and stuff like that and go to a ball game and usually Phillies games. But I was a huge Eagles fan, especially since they won the Super Bowl last year. And I was watching my game and
anybody but the Chiefs, right? Anybody but the Chiefs.
Yeah. I was so into my game, and then the game got over and they blew a lead. And I'm like, so I sit down. I finally look at my phone, and I look at the email, and I said, "You congratulations, you've won the Tudor Blue Lagoon." And I was like, I didn't even have a reaction really. I went, okay. And I'm talking to my girlfriend, and she goes, "That sounds like a scam to me."
Dude.
She said, "Don't give them your personal information. Don't do it."
Right.
And I looked at her and went, "They asked me for the last 4 digits of my social. You think that's okay?" And she goes, "No." Right. Just to see what her reaction would be.
Right.
And I said, "I'm putting in my credit card information right now." And she said, No. And I said, "No." I said, "I know this is legit because I signed up for this, but it took me a while. I don't think it really sank into me that I won until I went to the FedEx place and picked it up."
And how long? How long was that process? So you found out you won, and then did they make?
I think it was a couple. I think it was a couple hours after the drawing. I looked at my phone. I was just watching TV and stuff, sulking about my loss, and and then that made me feel a heck of a lot better. But like I said, at first I'm going, nah, this isn't right. Something's not right.
Dude, well, here,
it was.
This is what's so funny, and this is what I think is so fun about talking to you guys is, there's going to be skeptics no matter what. There's people online that claim that my beard is fake. You know what I mean? So number one, you're not going to satisfy everyone. And number two, there's always going to be people that just simply do not believe. And that's perfectly fine. But what's funny is talking to each person week after week that has won, for some reason, it seems like you guys just with I guess a hope, a wish, and a prayer, jumped in, and I mean, it seemed to work out for you swimmingly. Now,
beautifully, yes, absolutely.
So my question is, like, what would you tell someone who's on the fence? Because we are 15 minutes away from revealing who the winner of this Rolex OP41 is. So
I hope I'm Mark Martin.
right, yeah. Anybody but Mark Martin.
No, I hope I'm Mark Martin.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? And I'd almost rather name your name again than Mark Martin's. Now, real quick, before on that note, I do need to tell the people at home, it's not me, Jory Goodman, who is choosing the winner. It is not any entity at Wolf Watch Club who's choosing the winner. It is randomdraws.com. So it is all third party. It is all a bunch of ones and zeros. All that happens is when the draw is over, I am sent a CSV file. We plug it in here. You've seen me do it a million times. And then there's a bunch of beeps and boops. And then we find out who takes home a watch. So it's, believe me, guys, if it were up to me, I'd be naming myself and all my immediate family members. But it just, unfortunately, Wolf Watch Club has made sure that cannot happen. So, you know, I guess, like Mr. Combs is saying, lightning can, in fact, strike twice, and that's what we've seen with Mark Martin. So I'm going to refresh the page real quick. I want to see. He's still on top of the leaderboards, guys. Again, listen, Stephen, the person I'm talking to, Stephen Matthew Combs. I'm going to say your full name like I'm your mom and I'm mad at you. Stephen Matthew Combs won with one ticket. One ticket. Okay? So that's all, like that makes all the difference. But let's go back to the question. So what would you say to someone who is on the fence?
Oh, I would. Oh my gosh! I mean, you got to find people in your community, in your watch, and you know, who have the disease like you do. Because a lot of people don't get it. They're just like,
right.
Oh, I'm going to pay $40 to get a. I probably won't win anything. $40, that's a lot of money. But for example, I called both of my kids who have a little bit of a collecting zeal like I have.
Right.
And I've gifted them a few watches over the years, and you know, I would just tell them, hey, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I bought one ticket and I won.
Here's the thing:
I won a beautiful, amazing Tudor watch that I had been looking at, and guess what? I don't have to buy it now.
It's crossed off your list in a very big way. Now, there's one big misconception that I've seen in the comment section over at the Time Teller channel. And people are like, oh well, you know, if they don't sell all the tickets, they're not going to give away the watch, and then they just get to run away with all the money. Here's the thing, guys. Wolf Watch Club releases the watch whether one ticket sells or 500 tickets sell. So they have to release the watch, and that's why we are speaking to the winners week after week. So someone's got to win, right? And like, why can't it be you? It's been Mark Martin twice, and it's been Stephen Matthew Combs once. Hopefully, I mean, hey man, hopefully maybe again. It sounds like he's entered in a couple of these now.
I always think it's cool when new people win. And by the way, congratulations. Is it James Shanahan? Was he the guy who won the Hamilton?
Yes, Shanahan. Yes.
And I last time I read, he hadn't acknowledged that he won. I don't know. Is that still the same?
I actually don't know. I saw on Instagram that Wolf Watch Club is tracking him down and trying to get a hold of him. But it's crazy to enter a competition, win something, and then the joke is it's kind of like it's kind of like finding money in a raincoat, except it's a really nice watch instead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I read an article the other day that said that the Nobel Committee gave an award to a doctor who's in the Idaho forest backpacking, and he's off the grid, so he doesn't even know he won.
Yeah, but he's going to be ecstatic when he finds out that he got the award. So, okay, we are 10 minutes out. I am actually going to spend the last 10 minutes talking a little bit more about the Rolex OP41. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me, brother, and
no problem, man. Thank you.
Congratulations for your win last week. Maybe, hopefully, I can read your name again if the
It'd be pretty wild. It'd be pretty wild.
if the winning gods and the stars align. Who knows? But yeah, don't be a stranger. Congratulations, and we'll I'm sure that Gabriel or someone at Wolf Watch Club will want to talk to you and get your story for the content that we're putting out here.
Yeah, all right, sure, no problem, absolutely.
All right, talk later. Bye-bye.
Later on, bye-bye.
Okay, so here's the crazy thing. These are all normal people. These are all really cool people that just enjoy watches, and I think that that's why it was such an interesting fit when they first came to my channel and asked if I would do a promo for Wolf Watch Club. Of course, I wanted to see how it works. I wanted to learn about it before I ever, mentioned their name on my channel, because I have, a name that I want to protect and keep clean, and I'm not just going to promote some random thing. But when I saw what they were doing and how it happened, I'm like, wow, this is so cool. This is a way for genuine watch collectors to connect with genuine watch collectors, but also this is a company that has been built and ran by genuine dudes that love watches. So this isn't some nameless, faceless organization. It's actually really, really cool, and that's why I feel honored to talk to the winners week by week. Now, what we're going to do is talk about some of the history about these OP41s. Now, to do that, though, we have to go back in time, because the name of this live stream, okay, is This Rolex is Worth Big Bucks, and we're giving one away today, right? But the truth is, the proof is in the pudding. We see the exact watch that's being given away here. When we go back in time, you can see that Rolex has been doing interesting colors, and it's not like a recent thing. We are spoiled nowadays. But way back when, like in the 1930s, specifically 1931, when the OP came out, you were pretty much getting like an off-white color, or white, or maybe black. That's kind of it. And maybe some textures here and there. It wasn't until the 70s that Rolex did something called the Stellas. Okay, the Stella dials. And this is when they started adding a little bit of pizzazz here and there. These were initially, I should say, marketed towards the Middle Eastern market. Of course, with a bunch of the people there with a ton of oil money, and they were looking to spend money on luxury goods, and they wanted something that was not run-of-the-mill. So they came out with these Stella dials, and like I said, worth big bucks. These Stellas go for crazy money. Crazy money. Absolutely insane. Okay? And I know people are going to say, well, this isn't an OP, that's a day date. Well, here's the thing. A day date is an Oyster Perpetual. A Submariner, technically, is an Oyster Perpetual. Any watch with an Oyster case and an automatic movement is an Oyster Perpetual. You would not have a Submariner, a GMT Master 2, a President, Sky Dweller. You wouldn't have any of those watches without the 1931 OPs. Okay? Now we got to talk about the color green. It's interesting because Rolex has done different colors of green, different shades. You know, the famous money green that is on the Hulk. Recently, they did the pastel OPs with the pistachio green that I reviewed on the Time Teller channel. Of course, they've done the Rolex Sprite, a watch that Wolf Watch Club gave away a couple weeks ago. We spoke to the winner last week. They've done the Starbucks, a watch that Wolf Watch Club also gave away, incredibly valuable and sought after, that has a green bezel. Before that, the Kermit, or the 50th anniversary Submariner, which was a black dial, green bezel, slim lug case, 40 millimeter Oyster case. They even did a little bit of green on the 11 series Air King. Excuse me. What do all these watches have in common? Well, they all have green on them. Perhaps one of the most valuable being the GMT Master 2 with the green dial solid gold. That's like the biggest FU watch ever. But why is green significant? Well, green is significant because it is one of Rolex's main colors, right? Green and gold. When people think Rolex, they think this beautiful, rich green, right? So I think it's almost too perfect that in reality, Rolexes with green on them pretty much always go for crazy money secondhand. And we see that with the pistachio OP, and we see this with the evergreen OP. Okay? These are like the new Stellas, essentially. Keith Gregg says, I need this one because green is my favorite color. Here's the thing, dude. This is already being scooped up like crazy, and this is going to be worth insane money moving forward because any Rolex with green, it's nutty. It is absolutely nutty. I'm getting some info from Wolf Watch Club. Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So I think you should not sleep on this. And what's funny here is that we see this Batgirl, right? The Batgirl, of course, is the same watch as the Batman, blue and black, GMT Master 2. People get confused because this has the word girl in it. It's still listed as a men's watch. The nickname Batgirl is just to separate it from the Batman. The Batman has the oyster case. The Batgirl has the Jubilee. A lot of people say the Jubilee bracelet is much more comfortable. I like both. This Batgirl actually has an updated movement in it, so that kind of gives you another added plus. But the funniest part about this is blue. Blue is, I would argue, probably one of the most wearable colors when it comes to wristwatches. But still, green sells for a lot more money when in the Rolex market. I don't know how to explain it. Hey guys, I don't make the rules here. But again, we just spoke to someone, Mr. Combs, who got one ticket, and ended up winning the whole shebang. So you don't have to be like Mark Martin, who is a knucklehead here, still at the top of the leaderboards. Guys, beat Mark Martin, please. Mark Martin just commented, fingers crossed for me or a TikTok with Doc subscriber today. You know what? I don't care who they're subscribed to as long as they're subscribed to Wolf Watch Club, and as long as it's not Mark Martin. But yeah, go support Mark Martin. He has his own social media, TikTok with Doc as well. Guys, we can't let him win. He's consistently at the top of the leaderboard. What are we doing? I would try to beat him if I could, but I'm the host here, so there's no way I'm going to put tickets in, because if I happen to read my own name, people are going to be like, which? I'm joking, but it is a little bit of magic, right? And again, guys, a hope, a wish, and a prayer. Let's do it. Let's do it to it, people. Party people. You guys got this. But yeah, it's funny because we look at these watches. These are the different series of Stella dials. These are incredibly sought after. I know when I first started watch collecting, and again, these are from the 70s, guys, so this is before I was born, so I learned about watches knowing about these, if that makes sense. Like these were part of my watch journey, learning about them. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't like these until I saw the green one. And I was like, I like that. But something about the classic ones I just felt like were better than some of these other colors. But the green really just knocked my socks off. I feel the red's cool too. The red is cool too. And I think the burgundy is a little less loud than some of these other louder colors. But listen, guys, this evergreen is incredibly wearable. I would love to see Wolf Watch Club do a giveaway competition for a pistachio. If we could get a pistachio OP, that would be awesome. But I'm going to be honest, I think this is probably a more wearable watch in general, because it's even that much more kind of muted. But we are 20 seconds, guys, away from finding out who is going to win this baby. Let's see. Countdown begins, guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Whoo! I am tingling! Now we just wait. We wait to see who, in fact, is going to take it home, baby! As you guys know, they send me a CSV file via my email, and then we plug it in. I have to... randomdraws.com, the one downfall is that if you log in and then do a live stream, it gets mad because you took too long, so then you have to log back in. I'm just logging in. So, I am here on Wolf Watch Club. Sorry, it is very hot in my office right now, guys. And I'm on a bunch of pills, so it makes me sweat. Nothing like a good schwitz, right? Well, I'm trying to do a giveaway. So this is a standard draw. So I'm going to go ahead and wait to see if the CSV comes in. All right, Wolf Watch Club is telling me that it was sent. All right, we got it. We got it! Now I'm downloading it. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Give me one moment. Un momento. Downloads. Okay, so I can show you this right here. This is the CSV file. Okay, this is a header row. We will click this. This is where I put in. You can see all the past prizes. All right. So here we are going to put in Rolex, OP, and we will put 41, but we're actually going to put green because they actually already did a 41. How crazy is that, guys? So I'm going to switch screens here, and then it is not only a watch, all right, that they are giving away. It is also the runners up, all right? And I got to make sure that I have the correct amount because as I joke about every week, I don't think that the Wolves over at Wolf Watch Club would be happy if I just gave away a ton of money. But let me put in the number of winners here. So we're almost there, guys. Okay. Whew. I'm going to show you my screen for just a moment. Makes me log back in. Random Draws is so secure that it, like, if you take just a little too long, it makes you log back in. So, but this is what keeps it kosher, guys. So, and then it's gonna make me do a CAPTCHA thing. So, forgive me, people at home. But this is okay. We're good. All right. So, I'm gonna press go. When I press this green button, all right, it is going to do all the beeps and boops, and then we are going to find out who won what. I'm going to pull the screen away. I'm going to read the runners up. If you guys can screenshot who the winner is before I can pull the screen back, then who knows? Maybe I'll send you a time teller t-shirt or something. All right, guys, here we go. Drum roll, please. Who won? Who won, party people? All right. Starting with runner-up number 10. Samuel Ash. Congratulations, Samuel Ash. You won $20 credit at Wolf Watch Club. Runner-up number 9, Mark Martin. Congratulations, Mark Martin. You won $20 credit at Wolf Watch Club. I'm so happy for you. Oh my god, I keep reading your name every week. Runner-up number 8, Enrique Taborda from Switzerland. Enrique Taborda. I thought that would be like España. But we have someone from Switzerland. Congratulations, you won $20 credit from Wolf Watch Club. Runner-up number 7, Bradford Steele. That sounds like you work in the adult industry. That is awesome. You have won $20 credit at wolfwatchclub.com. Oh, a past winner, Jayant Singh. You are runner-up number 6, Jayant Singh from Singapore. He actually won a watch. I believe it was the Breitling Super Ocean. Congratulations. You won $20 credit at Wolf Watch Club. Wow! Number 5, Mark Martin. Congratulations. You won another $20. Wow! Congratulations, Mark Martin. You won another $20 credit at wolfwatchclub.com. All right, number 4, Dave Goggin. Or Goffin. It's one of those Celtic last names. I'm so sorry. But you've won $20 credit at wolfwatchclub.com. All right. Now we are in the next tier. Third place. The third place winner, a very cool name, Cornelius Moody. I feel like you are a mad scientist or something. Well, your experiment worked because you've won $40 credit at wolfwatchclub.com. And then the most insane name ever in second place, Christopher Bejaklach. That's the only way I can pronounce it. Bejaklach. I'm going to show you the screen, so don't worry. But Christopher, the name Christopher has no H in it, but then there's a bunch of consonants in the last name where there shouldn't be, I feel like. But you've won $40 credit at Wolf Watch Club. Now, man of the hour. I'm just so happy because the winner of a Rolex OP41 in green is none other than, drum roll, Mike McCown. Congratulations, Mike. That's crazy. Regular Joe actually got the screenshot. Dude, but did he spell it correctly? No, he didn't. Very close, but you didn't spell it correctly. But you pretty much got it. Yeah. Mike McCown, you won a Rolex OP41 in green, and that's an incredibly valuable watch that's just going to keep going up, and hopefully I can speak to you next week. Unless you're in the chat right now, maybe we can find a way to get you live if you're here. But yeah, so here's the deal, guys. Mark Martin did win $40, but he didn't win another watch. So good job. That's what we've accomplished what we sought out to accomplish. So I'm very, very happy about that. But yeah, this is the name I was talking about, Christopher Behalach. How do I pronounce that? If I said that, someone would say, God bless you. Christopher Behalach. God bless you. Gesundheit. But yeah, that's insane. Congratulations, Mike. You won an awesome watch. OP41s. These are flying off the shelves. You're going to pretty much get waitlisted for any of these, like Neo Stellas, as we call them. But that's awesome. That is awesome. And congratulations to all the runners up. Again, use those credits, guys, because there are other watches to be had at the Wolf Watch Club website. It is actually not just the OP41. It is also a That's right. Tudor GMT Pepsi. Let's go, guys. This was a watch that like broke the internet when it was released because it coincided with the return of the GMT Master 2 Pepsi. This was right before the pandemic, pretty much. This was around 2018. But this like broke the internet when Tudor put a GMT movement in a black bay and gave it a Pepsi bezel. Very, very cool watch. 450 tickets. Just about 7 days to go, guys. And then, of course, there's this hammy. In about 3 days, the winner will be chosen. Guys, there's less than 50% tickets left for that hammy, so don't sleep on that. And then at the end of the month, we are going to be seeing who takes home the Rolex Batgirl. But yeah, so you got your options. You got a Rolex GMT or you got a Tudor GMT. Which one do you want? Sound off in the comment section below. I will see you guys next week, same time, same place. We're going to see who takes home this Tudor, and then in just a few days, we're going to find out who takes home this Hamilton. All right, guys. Yeah, so thanks for kind of hanging out and joining the Wolf Pack. I hope to see many more of your names on the leaderboards so that we can kind of flush out this whole Mark Martin scenario.